Before we get started, I'd like to apologize. It took a little while to make a video. Something happened behind the scenes, so the reason why it took a long while to make a video. Anyway, let's get started. This is the first time on my channel. My name is Retro. I used to review cartoon series, anime series, so let's stop it. Copy to read them. And today we're going to talk about the Red Eclipse Theory. That is probably the most interesting thing about Villainous, the lore, specifically the Red Eclipse. But the Red Eclipse is one of those things that is just so little information out there. It's the event and the sort of whispers here and there make the Red Eclipse super interesting. Especially the events actually explained by specific people or sort of a set of sort of whispers downwards. One of the big examples, Mother Poltergeist and the Orphan Ghosts, to be a few specific people. Of course, to be more than just them. They also the parasite, the wrestler that got possessed by dementia, another good character. In fact, even Creepy Charlie actually had some information about the Red Eclipse, but once more, it's so little, they're so vague, you're not sure what really is. For example, the Mother Poltergeist and some of the orphan children saw the Red Eclipse and actually died. Of course, it's sort of how you interpret the photos of the orphan kids and Mother Poltergeist, because it's sort of vague. You have to interpret it. One of them is basically Little Red Riding Hood, that you see in the background black hat, but almost like a giant size, and the Red Eclipse is like his shadow, in other words. And there's Mother Poltergeist trying to figure out how to I think build something, and then the Red Eclipse happened. And once more, you have to reinterpret that, like what happened in between, how they actually died. That is super interesting, that they were sacrificed or they were there in the wrong place in the wrong moment. Especially more information that the parasite wrestler explains. Everything became dark, shadowy. The moon turned red and just one big shadow reappears. That's the only information we have of the parasite wrestler. And also Creepy Charlie has so much information posted on her own channel, but it's sort of vague. It's just sort of a history of moments of the Red Eclipse. For example, she dates the earliest moment that the Red Eclipse reappeared is the caveman era. They actually have images, drawings inside the caveman walls. That's probably the earliest information we know the Red Eclipse reappear. Another good moment is when it happened in South Africa, that just everything just turned red with shadow. The floor cracks. The something came out in the cracks like evil shadows screaming in pain, almost like the door of hell was open sort of situation. They actually have a photo of that event back in 1992, if I'm correct. If I showed the image, you know what I'm saying here. And that's the only information we have from Creepy Charlie. Once again, that's the only information we actually have till right now, thanks to Caleb. If you don't remember who the character is, it's the guy from the books of the Harmonics book of Black Cat Volume 1, and also now Black Cat Volume 2. Yes, there's a sequel that was sort of kind of quietly dropped just to surprise everybody that actually exists. In this book, Caleb actually escaped. I mean, it's sort of your interpretation, but I will not go into detail because I'll make another video explaining how Caleb escaped of the sequel book. But during this time, he had this quick chance to explain the information he was hidden, trying to tell someone of the book to give this information to peace. And Caleb explains something about the Red Eclipse. The Red Eclipse is sort of not just a event. It's sort of like a ceremony, specifically a cult of Black Cat members, specifically high-ranking top hats, are allowed to actually meet this sort of moment to kind of summon Black Cat. Once more, that's the only information we have, and the most interesting one. So we just know that some of the members had to unite as one, and this sort of meeting, but it only happens went a long while. We don't know the length of time when these members had to combine together to actually worship Black Cat or activate the Red Eclipse. The only else information is that moment Black Cat become bigger, the skies turn red, and the lava fog and the cracks on the floor open and scream. That all you hear. That pretty much summons all the information we have about the Red Eclipse. Still very interesting, and the fact you can't come up with something, I guess, but all of that's the only information we actually have. Before forget, the cult members called the event the Black Moon, and that interpret it however you want, because I have no idea how to spin that. That is sort of interesting. At least we know the ritual name. And that's it pretty much. I mean, I found this sort of fascinating. Maybe it's connected to the Rule of 3. If you remember that, I made a video of the broken code of, what was it? The Dimensions Diary. Yeah, that goes into detail about the information of a Rule of 3. But once more, is that only information I have? What is your interpretation of this information? Tell me down below, let me know. I got nothing else to say, just thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.